The modern world is filled with manipulation and traps lurking in every corner, ready to steal your masculinity. The Matrix controls your mind, and if you dare to speak out against it, they will attack you with all their resources, canceling you from social media. Men are being groomed to accept weakness, as the Matrix brainwashes them into becoming more feminine. But I want you to pay utmost attention to my message. Even though I've blamed the elites for brainwashing you to be more feminine, to be honest, they wouldn't have any power over you unless you willingly chose to blindly obey and comply, perhaps foolishly. Strength is a virtue you must pursue, whether it's in your professional, financial, or romantic life. If you're listening to this, it means you naturally desire to feel dominant, strong, and powerful, because that's who you are. Every man craves a sense of purpose, and many of us fall short of it because we engage in activities that prevent us from becoming the strong men we're meant to be. Nowadays, men complain, whine about everything, spend money on drugs and porn, and even apologize for things that don't warrant apologies. If you want to escape the manipulations of the elite and truly embrace your masculinity, you must recognize the habits that make you weak and feminine. With that said, let's examine 7 habits that diminish a man's strength. Number 1, you are weak physically and mentally. Once you find yourself lacking in physical and mental strength, it's important to understand that these two aspects are closely intertwined. A resilient mind cannot thrive in a weak body. It's time to prioritize building your strength. You must strive to become physically and mentally strong enough to meet the gaze of other men without feeling inferior. It may take time and effort to develop a stronger body, but the hard work will be worth it. Commit to regular exercise for a year or 2, and it's impossible not to see results. There is no alternative to working out or incorporating exercise into your daily life. It must become a consistent part of your routine without question. Remember that there is nothing in this universe that can compare to the ultimate satisfaction and boundless confidence that comes from witnessing the raw beauty of your masculine body in the mirror. When you're in shape, not only will you build a strong body, but you will also cultivate a resilient mind in the process. The pain and suffering you endure during your workouts will increase your confidence, which will be reflected in your body language. There are no shortcuts or tricks to mastering body language. It's futile to attempt cheap fixes. Instead, focus on fixing the core foundations by consistently working out. Number 2, wasting your 20s. We are all aware that we often waste our most valuable youth by indulging in activities like playing video games, watching porn, and partying. Your 20s and even 30s to some extent are what they call the golden days. These are the years when you should be laying the foundation of your future success. Take a close look at your daily activities and what you currently enjoy. It may be hard to admit, but if you're addicted to video games or other distractions, it's crucial to acknowledge this harsh reality before you can fix it. Remember, it's okay to be unbalanced for a while as long as you are willing to make sacrifices to reach the pinnacle of excellence. This is the time to build your foundation and strive for financial freedom in the years to come. If you're listening to this, it means you are someone who thinks differently and has a growth mindset. You are already ahead of the pack. Trust me, it's easier than ever to be in the top 1% because there's virtually no competition. Look around and you'll see that everyone is so weak and so distracted, consumed by social media, societal norms, and the matrix of modern life. But if you think differently, no one can stop you from achieving excellence in life. You may not fully understand it now, but as you mature and grow older, you will thank yourself for not getting distracted and staying focused on building a better future. Number 3, being lazy and unproductive with your time. Listen closely. I know it may sound obvious, but I want you to track your time precisely for a week without any excuses. Just try it, and you'll be shocked at how much time you waste each day. Probably 6, maybe even up to 10 hours or more per day. Pay attention to what time you go to bed, what time you wake up, how your day is actually structured, and what you do when you get back from work. These are all crucial questions that you need to take seriously as a man who wants to push himself to success. To excel in every area of your life, you must carefully craft your day. Nothing worthwhile comes accidentally. You must plan out your life. Take a close look at the types of people you're hanging around with and the content you're consuming. If you don't have the right thoughts in your mind, you will be stuck forever. Imagine how much better your life would be if you utilize that wasted time to learn something valuable and increase your earnings. Always remember that laziness only has a chance against weak men. A man of high value quickly learns to spot and correct laziness. Be conscious of it and fight it off as soon as possible. Weakness is a virtue of modern society, but we must embrace masculinity and reject the pitfalls of this modern society. Stay vigilant and strive for excellence in all aspects of your life. Number 4, submitting to societal rules and laws too easily. Listen up. Do you want to know the difference between a coward and a high-value man? Even if a coward knows that what society is saying is completely incorrect, he will always stand with the majority. Worse, the coward expects the high-value man to likewise surrender to these wicked and pointless laws and regulations. On the other hand, a high-value man inspects and assesses everything before blindly following it. He is always prepared to bend the law to protect his moral values. He never breaks the law, but he always questions its validity and is prepared to bend it if he doesn't believe in it. In the modern world, we have been misled into believing that we should not judge or act based on our conscience. It has gone so out of hand that we have become mere puppets for the elites who expect us to adhere to all of their goals and rules blindly. Remember, there's nothing wrong with obeying, but only obey what is consistent with your purpose. Ask yourself, is it possible that you are easily intimidated? Do you make an effort to please everyone? Some men find it difficult to learn how to say no. But if you act on the truth for the first time, you'll realize that the world does not revolve around you. In short, be careful who you are obeying. Stand up for what you believe in and always align your actions with your core values and purpose, regardless of societal pressures. Number 5, failure to take responsibility. It is crucial to maintain your responsibilities with dignity. I shall proudly carry out my obligations as they are what turn a boy into a man. The day you choose to avoid your obligations is the day you choose to abandon masculinity entirely. I want you to memorize this quote by heart. A man must live by his word. If you decide to take on responsibility, you must deliver on your promises. Failing to do so risks destroying your self-confidence and undermining your masculine identity. Always be ready to accept any and all responsibility that comes your way. Remember, the price of greatness is responsibility. Embrace your obligations, fulfill your commitments, and uphold your word with honor. It is through taking ownership of your responsibilities that you will grow into a true man of character and integrity. Maintaining your responsibilities with dignity is a crucial aspect of manhood. It is a mark of maturity and integrity to proudly carry out your obligations, as they are what shape a boy into a man. Avoiding responsibilities is akin to abandoning masculinity entirely, as it goes against the very essence of being a responsible and honorable man. One quote that should be ingrained in your heart is, "A man must live by his word." If you choose to take on responsibility, you must follow through on your commitments. Failing to do so not only risks damaging your self-confidence, but it also undermines your masculine identity. It is essential to always be prepared to accept any and all responsibilities that come your way, as it is through taking ownership of these responsibilities that you will truly grow into a man of character and integrity. Number 6, fear of failure. In today's world, choosing progress over comfort can be challenging for most men. Growth often involves discomfort and failure. It's like the story of a man digging for diamonds. He doesn't know how deep the diamond is, but he keeps digging, finding more dirt at first. He digs deeper and deeper, persevering for hours or even days until he finally uncovers what he's looking for. Remember that failure is not the end of the world. With the right mindset, it can be a stepping stone to success. If you try hard enough, if you keep pushing despite the setbacks, you will achieve your goals. The universe favors those who persevere. You can never truly succeed at anything without experiencing failure along the way. Anything worthwhile requires learning from failures. So don't be afraid of failure. Embrace it as a valuable lesson on your journey to success. No matter how dark the night may seem, remember that dawn will always follow. Keep striving, keep learning, and keep pushing forward, and you will achieve greatness. Number 7, accountability. As individuals, it is our fundamental responsibility to take ownership of the consequences of our actions. From a young age, many of us are conditioned to feel ashamed or guilty for making mistakes, as if the world expects us to be perfect in order to gain approval from others. This societal pressure can sometimes lead us to develop a harmful habit of justifying our failures by placing blame on others, which is a flawed understanding of masculinity. Making excuses like, "It's not my responsibility," or constantly pointing fingers at others is a loser's mindset that reflects a lack of accountability and maturity. A truly weak man is one who shifts the blame for his failures onto the perceived strengths of others. He fails to recognize that success comes from taking ownership of one's actions, learning from mistakes, and striving to improve oneself. Blaming others is a coping mechanism that prevents personal growth and development. Instead of succumbing to this negative mindset, we should strive to be men of integrity who hold ourselves accountable for our actions and decisions. This means acknowledging our mistakes, learning from them, and taking steps to make amends and move forward. It means being willing to face the consequences of our actions and not shying away from responsibility. Real masculinity is not about avoiding or deflecting blame, but about taking ownership and being responsible for our actions. It is about facing challenges with courage and resilience and learning from failures to become better individuals. Let us strive to be men of character and strength who embrace accountability and reject the loser's mindset of blaming others for our own shortcomings. We must support and strengthen each other. There needs to be a revolution to protect masculinity and fight against mediocrity. Dreams are meant to be conquered, not ignored. I am here to personally read and respond to any questions or requests you have. If you want to achieve excellence in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe buttons. Until next time, let's strive for greatness together.